What is going on, everybody? Good evening. Another episode, Chat with the Muskrat and Creole. Now, as you can see, it's just Creole. no Muskrat this evening. He got tied up, all kinds of stuff going on. He may pop in on us later on, but I believe we're going to be flying solo tonight. But that's okay. Talked about it earlier. I thought this was a good opportunity to maybe do another one of our Google Earth Pro sessions. Those of y'all in chat, y'all can see I already dropped the link in chat. And at any point, if anybody wants to come up, we can look at your fishing area on Google Earth Pro. We'll pick it apart. We'll look at it from a different perspective, do a little bit of river reading, and see if we can find y'all some fishing spots. Just go over some stuff. Be one of those easy shows today. So, speaking of chat, I see we have Monster Cat catfishing in the house. What's going on? Miss Annette Morgan, John Boy, one of my Louisiana brothers. What's going on, man? Miss Sandy Toes is listening in the background from Australia, I mind you. So, international show. How you like that? How you doing, Miss Sandy? I see Wabash Nate in the house. Brian B, one of my Triple City brothers. What's happening, Brian B? Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. I see Catfishing Chaos. AJ's Mercantile and Tackle Box. Had him on the show a while back. Good to see y'all. El Gato, the Terror from Texas. What's going on, brother? Good to have you in the house. Okay, and we'll shout out people as they come in. We'll do all that. So, I've already got some coming in. See Catfish Bannon. I see Miss Sandy. Freddie. What's going on, Freddie? Good to have you in the house, brother. I see Sean Abney. Try to get a little crowd coming in. Good. Mr. Paul Boyd, what's happening? So I figure we just going to get right down to it. What I have been doing lately for myself is I've been having struggles finding a boat ramp that I can access the Mississippi River from. Mike Irvin, Fishing for Whiskers. What's going on? Good to have y'all in the house. Thank y'all very much. So I found me a ramp. It's a little bit outside of the territory I normally fish. And I don't have a huge fuel tank in my boat, so I don't have a tremendous range. I mean, I can't run 150 miles with my boat. It's just not going to happen. So I've had to kind of look at a section of river that I've never really fished before. I've only passed through it once. I've kind of had to take a hard look at it and say, okay, this is what I have to deal with. So let's find some spots. Let's find something. Let's kind of make the best of the situation. It's a Tim Donna. What's going on? And that's, for those of y'all that were in the live stream for the River Rats this past Sunday, that's some of what y'all saw. Some of what y'all saw was what's up, Avid? Was a spot that I have fished before, never live, obviously, because I would have known that I don't have enough reception to go live from that spot. Imagine my surprise when my number one ace big fish spot I had picked out, I can't go live for y'all. So that completely threw a wrench in my plans. Had to kind of sit down and say, okay, now what? Y'all saw me ride around a lot, and we found us some spots. But that's kind of some of what I wanted to show. And like I said, periodically, I'm going to pin the link. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pin it right now because we've got a couple people that's come in. Like I said, anybody wants to come up, if you've got a capability of going live, does not matter. Hit the link, come on up. Hey, we'll talk about your spot. Anytime y'all want, it does not matter to me. But in the meantime, I figured I'd show y'all that section of river and at least kind of let y'all know what was in my head as far as what I was looking for and kind of how I decided to stop there and not the 5-10 miles of river that I passed up to get there. Mr. Bobby Disney, what's going on? War Pig Catfishing. What's happening, brother? Miss Chrissy Brown. Good to have you. Sean T. I'm going to have 10 extra gallons, Sean. I'm going to have 10 extra gallons on my boat because I am going to my monster spot no matter what. And we may or may not show that spot, but we're going to go there. And yes, I will have fuel in the boat. I promise you. Miss Maurice Casey, what's going on? Cold Creek Catfishing, Mr. Robert Linton. Okay. We're going to get right to it. So, I I got it blown out right here. Good bit on the screen. Hopefully everybody can see that. So if anybody didn't know, this is my home state. This is Louisiana. Where you see my mouse cursor right there, right in the corner, that's where I'm from. That's basically where my house is. So let's see, I have to look away at my second screen to really see this. So 922, what's going on, brother? Good to have you in the house. So we're going to zoom on in. Now, normally, where I am fishing is in the Mississippi is this area right here. I fish this area here, and I fish on south all the way down here. So where it says Tunica Hills, WMA, all the way to here. Now, the problem is the spot that y'all first saw me in the live stream where I was losing phone reception, but I caught 2 fish, was right here, right where my hand is. Okay, that's right where I was at. So we could zoom in on this. Basically, what I was doing, see this huge hole in the bank right there? See this big cut in? I was spot locked right on this point right here. And even with the river level being what it is, I was in 108 feet of water right out here. And that's where I caught those 2 fish. That's one of the deepest spots we've got in our river right now. So what I'm going to do, like I always do, I'm going to back up in time just a little bit on Google Earth Pro. And I'm going to try to find y'all a map that better shows how low the river really is. Now, this one from 2014 is not bad. I think we can maybe work with this one. But we're going to check a few other maps. Oh, this one from 2012 is even better. Okay, I like that one. It shows a lot of low stuff. But you see this big sandbar behind me here. Current flow is going from the top of the screen to the bottom. I see Fishing with the Squirrel. What's going on, man? Catfish Bandit, Mike Lewis in the house. I see Keith with NWPA Fishing. I got a good crowd. And Miss Paula Smith. Miss Paula, I almost missed you, Miss Paula. How's it going? Good to have you in the house. So this is basically where I wanted to fish, because I know it's a deep hole right there. I've fished that before, never on camera. And like I said, now I know why. 0 phone reception. Was not happening. What's going on, Lyle? Good to have you in the house, brother. So, unfortunately, I had to leave my big fish spot. Then we took off to, let's see, what I did, I came upriver. And normally, just to show y'all, the boat ramp I'm normally putting in at is right here. Right there. Right there by this Lower Old River lock. It's right there, right in the middle of my live stream, my fishing grounds. Unfortunately, this ramp is completely out of the water. Can't use it, not happening. Most of this area in the water is nothing but mud now. So, not happening. So, second place we came. Again, I love, y'all see a pattern in the way I like to fish the river. I love points with big bank cut-ins behind them. I love them. I love them. They catch me a lot of fish. That's my favorite spots. I always gravitate to those. So, like this one has a name. It's so big, Car Point. I spot locked here, and it's about 80 feet of water down here in this scour hole behind this point. Couple of bites. I didn't mark anything. I really didn't mark anything. So why I stopped there and threw baits, I'll be honest, that was a little bit out of desperation. Matt, want to be outdoors? What's going on, brother? It was a little bit out of desperation, but really why I stopped there, that gave me a few minutes to take another phone, basically, and start looking at the map and seeing what I had upriver, which is where the ramp we were actually put in at. Okay. So again, that point didn't pan out. So I said, you know what? Okay. We need to go find fish. We need to get out of here. Had Dan and them, they took care of chat and everything. I said, hey, let's go. We got to get on fish. So I came upriver, and I'm looking, and I'm like, man, this is just a too clean, too pretty of a bank. I'm not liking what I see. LG, what's going on, brother? Good to have you in there, Tom. Mr. Dave Garcher, what's going on? I said, man, all this is way too pretty. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Well, I stopped at this inlet. This is an inlet for a dam that dumps water into the Atchafalaya River. Water's going into this, not out. Didn't like what I saw. Okay, so I kept looking in the map. I said, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. The landing that we have to put in at now is way, where's it at? Way over here. This is the landing I'm using now, way upriver. Not used to this. I've actually never been north of this landing in my life until Sunday. So kept looking at the map. I said, man, I'm just not liking this. I'm not liking this. I said, I got to find me an outside bend. I got to find me an outside bend. I got to find some deep water. What do we have? Kept looking. And then I come here. I come just above this. And to my surprise, what do I see? I see not only one. Parker, Jerry, what's going on, brother? Apache Adventures, what's going on? Thank y'all for joining us. For those just coming in who don't know, Roger had a bunch of stuff going on tonight. He could not be with us in the show tonight. So this is a solo mission on my part, doing a little work on Google Earth. In fact, I will I will post the StreamYard link in chat once again for anybody. Somebody wants to come on up and we'll talk about your fishing area. Look at it on Google Earth. Y'all welcome to come on up. Anybody that wants to. It's a free for all tonight. So I come on up and I look on the map and I see not only one, I see this big gradual cut in, but just above it, I see this sharper, deep one. And I say, I like this. I like what I see. It's in an outside bend. It should have some depth. I see some potential. And you can even see on Google Earth right here. Look at that big pretty current seam coming off of that point. Look at that. So that takes off, kicks into the river just a little, makes a big pretty current seam. Now I'm starting to see things that I like seeing in a river. I like seeing these current seams. A big current seam like this is going to have some eddies coming off the backside of it, which means deep water. So there's got to be some deep water right there. So I said, okay, let's head there. We run. And keep in mind, I've never been to this section of the river in my life. Never. You are not helping. You are not helping. So just, she's in the next room, mind you. She's in the next room sitting on her recliner messing with me. So I just want to make sure everybody knew that. So thank you, honey. I hear her laughing in the next room. Okay. So again, my theory with this low river everybody's been dealing with is the fish have got to be deep. They don't have a choice but to go deep. You know, there's not much channel left. You know, river's getting really narrow. Current is slowed down. Find deep water. That's what's always in my head. And remember, earlier that day, I caught two, decent sized blues in 108 feet of water. And that's the only place I was marking fish. Only place I was marking fish. So I said, okay. So I came here. I found 85 feet of water back in this hole. We set up. And for those watching, ended up catching 4 fish in a matter of probably 20, 30 minutes. Not anything big. They were all eater size, but managed 2 yellowcat, 2 flathead. So new water, never been there before, a little bit desperate to get on fish, to entertain everybody in chat. Google Earth saved my butt on this one. It really did. It saved me. It found me a spot. I went, I fished it, and I promise you I will be back. I can guarantee you that. Let's see what we got. Pull up the Tennessee River at Cuba Landing, north to the mouth of Big Richland Creek. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see if I can do a search on that. Let's see, river. Usually it's pretty good. If I type in a partial, it'll zoom out. Okay, here we go. We're going on a ride. This makes me dizzy when it does this. Okay, I'm on Cuba Landing Road. Okay, brought me to Cuba Landing Road. Okay, so let's look at this. This has got to be the Tennessee River right here. I see the Duck River over there. North to the mouth of Big Richland Creek. Now I'm not sure. Oh, there's the landing. Okay, Big Richland Creek. Let me go to the most recent map. There we go. That's some of it. Big Richland Creek. Let's see what we got here, Paul. Yeah, she's just trolling me. Yeah. Okay, we go back up a little bit because it's a partial on the map. So I need a solid map so I can see what I'm doing here. I bet you it's not giving me a name on the map. Nope, that's Duck River. Okay, so this area I'm looking at here. That is where the close to Mason's boat ramp. Okay. So I'm going up. I see a New Johnsonville boat ramp. I'm assuming that I've probably gone too far, Paula. Yeah, because I don't see the East Turkey Creek Marina. Yeah, I guarantee I've gone too far. The area you're talking about, Paul, has got to be, I'm assuming, somewhere in this area, this big outside bend with all this very interesting looking stuff going on. Very, very, very interesting stuff going on in this area. See, so I'm just looking at this intersection here with the Duck River and the Tennessee. Obviously, you can tell the Duck River must be a lot more shallow just by the color of the water. But look, this big hole here. This big hole in this outside bend. I mean, I'm a deep water guy. I am. Most of y'all know that about me. I'm very much a deep water guy. I have a lot of success in deep water. 2 miles south of Turkey Creek. Okay, well, I wasn't far from it. I wasn't far. Yeah, Turkey Creek was... Where was Turkey Creek? Is that Turkey Creek? Turkey Creek Marina. It's probably it right here. Yep, that's probably it. In fact, see, Google, you can also measure things on Google. See, that's what I like. Miles, yes. Okay. Yeah, see, we're up in this area here. Most of y'all that know me, I'm a deep water guy. I have a lot of success in deep water. This is me. I personally find that when I can find deep water. Now, when I mean deep, I mean 60 foot and over, which, I have the opportunity to fish areas that are over 100 feet. So 60 feet is, you can almost call it mid-depth for my area. What's going on, Chad? I see you lurking in there. Ripping Lips Fishing. What's going on? 60 feet plus. That's mid-depths down to the deep. I notice a lot of times, for me personally, when you get in that really deep water, I don't deal with dinks very much. I don't get, for sure, I'm not getting dinked by channel cats. That ain't happening in 100 feet of water. I just find my quality of fish is better in the deeper water. I hardly do I deal with eater size fish when I start going down to those extreme depths. Now, that's what works for me in my river. We're talking about pretty fast currents most of the time. 30 feet and under is very shallow for me. That's just what I'm used to doing. But that's what works for me in my area. Some of the rivers that y'all fish, y'all don't have 60 feet of water. Some of y'all don't have 30 feet of water. What deep water is depends on where you're at. Justin's Fishing Fetish. What's going on, bro? But I mean, just to look at this, and because I've never seen this area, ever. Let's see me back up a map here. Find us a different map to see if we can find some shallow water, different water levels. Kind of see what's up. Okay, there we go. Apparently, in 12, we had some pretty low river levels. Uh, Paula, I'll be honest. It seems like I always find a fish in deep water year round. I'll be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of maybe the way my waters are set up, but I find during the late fall, winter into the spring, I find they're in the deep water because of consistent temperatures. It's not, it's actually, it's better for them, more consistent in that deeper water. You don't see the temperature shifts. But I also think during the summer, I think it's the exact same thing, but on the opposite end of the scale. I think they're down in that deeper water because it's cooler. We don't have a thermocline, obviously, because we got a lot of current. Our water temperatures can approach 90 degrees. If it's still water, our water temperatures get really high. And those fish go down deep because it's cooler. It's more comfortable for them. I just think our fish in our area are more comfortable where it's deeper just because it's more consistent. You don't have to worry about the temperature swings. These, like right now, we're seeing, almost 40-degree temperature swings right now. It's 50 in the morning and it's almost 90 in the afternoon. That's a big temperature swing right there, and I can't really tell you the why. I don't think it's time of year. I just think that's what's consistent for them. I really do. I have a lot of success on these big, tall, steep ledges where you can find 50, 60 or more feet of elevation change. Now, depending on what's going on, they may be stacked at different levels on that ledge. But it's like they want, if nothing else, they want access to the deep water. They're not necessarily all the way down in it. They may be halfway up, but they're on that ledge right there with access to deep water. That's one of my most consistent go-to things that puts me on fish is if I'm either in deep water or immediate access to deep water, the deepest water. Let's see. I think I missed a few in chat. Zach, one of the river warriors. What's going on, brother? Good to have you in here, Zach. Big ranch catfishing. My buddy Brian. What's going on, man? Also one of my Louisiana brothers. I see suspending Mike Greenwell. I almost called you Dragon Mike Greenwell, but you'd have timed me out of my own show if I'd have called you that, I believe. What's going on, Mike? Good to have you in there, bub. But that's just the pattern that I've put together for my area. I know a lot of people catch a lot of fish in shallow water. I know they do. They do it all the time. I haven't because I just don't fish shallow water. I just don't. I'm very much a do what works kind of guy. I catch big fish in deep water. To deep water I go. That's when I stop catching fish in deep water, then I'll start looking in shallow water once that. Yes, that's what you're talking about here. The duck has 80 plus holes. Exactly. I've got holes that's got really deep water, and I find fish in them. I do. I find fish in them. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's see. We have another destination. I'm gonna keep putting this up in chat. Maybe, just maybe, somebody will come on up. Maybe we'll see. But if not, that's okay. I can sit here and talk to myself all night long. Clear view. What's going on, brother? Good to have you in the house. I see Keith in the house. Let's see. I was about to say, oh, look, Muskrat Adventures. But never mind, that's me. All right. Washita River from the Thatcher Lock and Dam. Now, I bet you I don't need to Google search that. I think I know where that's at. Pretty sure I know where that's at. So I'm going to zoom all the way out. I am going to come back to good old Louisiana. In fact, you know what? I'm going to search. I'm thinking of the Columbia Lock and Dam. That's the one I'm thinking of, is the one in Columbia. And I know that's not the one you're thinking of. So I want to make sure this is right because, boy, let me tell you something. If you ain't watching what you search, that is in it's telling me it's in Arkansas. Thatcher Locking Dam in Callion, Arkansas. Is that where you wanted me to look, John Boy? You sure? Or you wanted me to go in around Columbia or something like that? Washita River from Thatcher Locking Dam to Alabama Landing. Yeah, confirmed for me. Mike Sampe, what's going on, brother? Yeah, confirmed that because it's trying to tell me that that's in Arkansas. So confirm that that's what you want me to look at. If that's what we're going to look at, that's where we're going to go. I want to make sure we don't get lost in the meantime. But Miss Paula brings up a good point. If anybody's coming to the benefit tournament, she's giving away spots. She's giving away spots for the benefit tournament. So y'all keep that in mind right there. In fact, Miss Paula, if you want to put that up in chat, the dates and the locations for that benefit tournament, we will share that with everybody. Make sure everybody knows. Try to get a good crowd over there. Yeah, waiting on John Boy to put me something in chat. Yeah, because it's showing me the Thatcher is in fact, I'm going to. Let's see. Well, that's just above Arkansas. Is it on the Washita River? That don't look like the Washita River to me. No, it is the Washita River. Okay. So that's a locking dam. I see the Washita River. Do they have an Alabama Landing? I'm going north looking for Alabama Landing. I'm probably going the wrong direction. Let's see. Mark, Catfish and Crosby just had a good show with Kelly and Kevin. That was awesome. I like when Mark is on other people's shows because you get to hear all the good stories from Mark. I love that. It's awesome. I see Jerry talking about bacon in the chat. Let's see here. October 29th at the New Johnsonville boat ramp, 7 a.m. launch. Yep, in fact, we saw that on the map just a little while ago. We were looking at New Johnsonville. Yeah, okay, so John Boy, that's what you wanted me to look at, is the one in Arkansas. Okay, because that's what it brought me to. I figured you want to look at something in Louisiana, but hey, we'll look at this one. Now, I'm not seeing the Alabama Landing on here. That you might have to help me out with. It's tough when it's in chat. I will say that. Oh, look who I see. Look who you see. You thought you were just gonna sneak on in here, huh?
I was trying to hang back for a minute and just catch up what's going on. I was watching in the car. I just couldn't chat.
I ain't gonna let you just hang back. You know better than that.
What's going on, everybody? I thank you, Jeremy, for stepping in here. I thought I was going to be busy all night and wasn't going to be able to squeeze this in, but things weren't going well, so I decided to cut my losses and come join you guys for some fun.
That's what I'm talking about. So I know, Roger, when we talked earlier today, in fact, I'm going to get this off screen for just a second. Okay. I know when we talked earlier today, you mentioned that you had a benefit tournament that you wanted to talk about.
Yep, that is true. So as you guys heard last weekend, we were gearing up to head down to Gallipolis, and man, I actually met a lot of folks here, and chat was there. And I want to say a huge congratulations to our Slime brothers, Ian Tipton and Robert Linton, which is here in chat. Those guys took home the win on Saturday with 107 pounds out of that pool, which was I got to give it to them, man. That was really impressive. There was a lot of really, really good teams up there. I mean, we were competing against the likes of Chris Souders and Mark Blavelt, and I know there's a ton of others, just great anglers that showed up and to help support this guy that does a really good job he's been a member of the Ohio Hills Catfish Club for a long time. And these guys wanted to pull together and help him out. And anytime I get one of these benefit things, I truly enjoy myself probably the most. But I talked to Mike Lewis, who was helping run. Well, he runs the Ohio Hills Catfish Club, and I talked to him after the event and asked him, how did things go? Money raised and things like that. He said that total with between the boat entries and all the raffles, there was a lot of stuff that was donated, and then you can buy raffle tickets for. Just in raffle tickets and boaters entry fees and all that raised a total of $8,001.
Oh wow!
Now this was just a huge show of support for love of the catfish community. Every single person who placed in the tournament donated their winnings back to the tournament, back to the guy. Wow, they were all their support.
That's awesome.
Ian and Robert, they had almost $1,000 paycheck to take home, and they gave it back. And not to second change anyone else in the top 5 there, but man, it was just a fun event. They said they had over $8,000 raised on that event, and then there was another club that was also raising money in a different. I'm not sure what they did to raise money, but they also pitched in another $2,050. So after the end of the day, it was a total of $10,051 raised in one day. One day.
That's incredible. Oh, you clicked on it too.
I didn't click on it. But the scene needs more people willing to share information, experienced fishermen utilize to help new fishermen and some expect. Hey man, James, thanks for that. James is another local guy down here on our on our river. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I know that there was a lot of folks here in the community that have ties with that. Bink and Janet Fox were also involved helping make that event possible. Tyra Banks and Craig, or Tyra Williams and Craig Williams, which we had on the show actually a couple times now. They were also there and donated a bunch of stuff to help raise money. But it was it was just an awesome event. We had a great time doing it.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I think they had 42 boats in the event. And I think it was $50 entry per person. And like I said, every single person who won or placed donated it back. But they, lots of people still walked away with stuff. There was lots of rods donated. I know Mark Blauvelt, he had a couple B&M rods, and so did Bink and Janet. And, they're teamed up with B&M. They had rods donated. Mike's Bait and Tackle, I know, donated some stuff. AJ's Tackle donated some stuff. So feel really fortunate to be in a community that helps each other out like this. And to kind of get back on track and segue over back to what James was saying, right here, you sharing information, tools that we've got right here in our hands, and showing people how they can make better use out of the tools that they have if they want to do some homework. And I can't believe nobody's come up here yet. At least if they did, I missed them.
No, we have not had any takers on the offer to come up here in front of the good Lord and everybody and be on camera live in front of our millions and millions of fans.
Okay, so let's do this then. So maybe folks just don't want to be on camera, but they'll still be interested. So let's do this.
Now, John Boy did ask me to look at an area, and I'm still trying to find exactly the area. I know I'm close. I know I'm looking at the Ouachita River in Louisiana, and I'm right now looking at the locking dam in Columbia, because it's the only locking dam that I know of on the Ouachita River. So if in chat he'll give me a little more direction as to where I'm going, I can pull the spot up and we can look at it. But in the meantime,
I got you, brother.
Let's see. I'm just trying to find a little more clear of a map that doesn't have cloud cover all over it. I hate when they do that. They got to take satellite pictures on a cloudy day. You got to love it.
Oh yeah.
Come on, show me something good. Come on, show me good.
Give me just a second there, Zach. I'm working on that for you.
Here we go. Okay, now we got a map pulled up. Yep. See, that's the one limitation I've found with, and this is a lot of your maps that you're looking at online. You know, the names of certain locations, names of certain boat ramps, things like that. It's all dependent on having the actual true name of it. Sometimes what all the local people call it isn't the actual name on the map. One of my boat ramps I use all the time, I did not know what the actual name of it was until last year, because I've been calling it something else all my life.
I got
now
you.
I know it's Car Point Landing. Had no idea that's what it was called. No, I just called it the landing on the Mississippi side of the mud hole. That's
I've been looking at maps this week. Zach and I have decided to take a trip to the Tennessee River. I believe we're going to start fishing Nickajack. Try to do some bumping down there. We've talked to our sources down in the area.
Yes.
And like Gunnersville. We've never bumped Gunnersville, but it sounds like they don't have any flow right now. So, I was
when in doubt, bump it out.
Bump it out. That's right. So
when in doubt, bump it out.
We're going to be down there trying to get back on some bumping. As about this time last year, we caught a couple monsters down there. So we're going to hope to get on that. And if you guys didn't see through the Muskrat page earlier, Doc Lang scores a new PB today at 87 pounds.
Yes. Now I'm going to go ahead and say this, and this is going to sound weird coming from me, but I was certain that Doc Lang had a PB in the hundreds. In my own mind, I was certain of that.
That's right.
But 87 pounds is good. Now, I will say this. Doc Lang has caught tons, dozens of fish that come very close to that number. I know that for a fact.
Doc has caught 10 fish over 70 pounds this year.
This year?
This year. Yeah.
You know how many fish I've caught over 70 pounds this year? 0. You know how many I have caught in my life over 70 pounds? Same number, 0. That's pretty awesome.
Paula might cut us if we don't make time to see her here in a minute.
Yeah, I believe so.
You playing hooky at work?
Yeah, I'm taking a break.
There you go.
So, Zach and I were in that tournament this weekend, and it was tough. We did everything that we thought. I mean, not Zach and I, daggone it. Mark and I was in the tournament this weekend. Zach and I fished a couple days after that, or the next day after that, and got our butts kicked on the river again. But Mark and I, we ran to the dam. We bumped, we drifted, we dragged, we went up river, we went down river. We had every fresh bait we knew to get, and we just weren't where the fish were. And then Zach and I took off the second day, and different pool, different area, same results.
Yeah. Look, I did something 4 different times now. I did something Sunday I've never done before, and I never thought in my life that I would be able to do. I spot locked my boat dead in the middle of the Mississippi River. That was a surreal experience for me, that it was running slow enough to spot lock my boat in the main channel of the Mississippi River.
Was you running on 8 and 9?
I know I was running like in one certain spot. I was running like on 6.5. It was like 2 miles an hour, maybe. I was like, wow. I was like, this is complete insanity, you know.
What's up, Harley? Harley Neal. Also, we got to get out on Friday and do some fishing. Harley hadn't been out for a long time, and we had a tough day as well. We did manage to pull a couple decent blues out on Friday, Do you go in the wintertime? Do you go to the deepest part of the river or fish near it? There's a lot of different variables for me anyway. Sometimes in the dead of winter, if we've got a really good sunny day, we'll fish sand flats and get up shallow.
And I know for me, and this is year round. I'll be honest. I always go to the deepest part of the river. I always start in the deepest water I can find. Then I slowly maybe work myself out of it. Like I said earlier, I'm a deep water guy. That's where I'm gonna go. That's where I catch my fish. Every time I go fishing, no matter what I try to do, I always end up catching fish in the deepest water wherever I'm at. That's what these Louisiana fish like. What can I say?
Law of averages. That's where you fish the most, so you should catch the most fish there.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, we don't have a lot of expanse of shallow water. Right. We really don't.
Right.
If I had to tell you that I need to find 20 acres of solid 20-foot water, I don't know where I would go to find that. I just don't.
That's what I was going to say. Shallow is relative to what you have in your area. Yeah, shallow to us is 2, 3, 4 foot.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I know I'm looking down in the basement. Do we really want to let this guy in?
I don't know.
I think maybe down in the basement, if he does a little dance or something, then maybe. He's sitting down there smiling. He did lately. He did it. He actually did it.
He did a dance.
He quit right when I got him on the screen. What's up, Kevin?
I figure I needed to, brighten up this show a little bit when when Zach got on. Need a little bit more friendlier faces.
I thought you were going to say something else. You better be careful. You'd have been right. You'd have been right, but just saying.
Hey, Jeremy, Matt asked us to take a look at this area here. If you could work on that, we'll keep
Black
chatting.
Rock, Arkansas, Spring River Shoal. Okay, let's see what we got.
What's up, Kevin?
Nothing much, brother. Nothing much. I just wanted to show off the hat. It was one of the founding hats.
There you go.
Creole's not even paying attention.
Oh, I love that hat. I do. I love that hat. Only one like it in existence.
Roger, you ought to have him looked up before you get off this subject. Have him take a look at Raccoon Mountain area.
I quickly scanned chat to see if anybody else had requests and dedications.
And that one dam that we was wanting to look at a little closer. The old
Hales Bar. That's
Bar. Let's think of that.
All right, that's a pretty map right there. So
every time I think of Raccoon Mountain, I think of the Alpine slides.
There we go. Okay, so Spring River Shoal brought me to one of my favorite things ever that I love seeing in a river. Nothing warms my heart more than a confluence.
Yep.
Nothing. And wow. Yeah. And not only that, but a very hard confluence. And not only that, it's a little pixelated in the screen. But if y'all can see what I see right there, that is a current seam. And at certain times, I bet you there's a nice, pretty mud line right there, depending on which area is getting rain and which one is not. Now, we got the Black River on one side.
Pan out and see how far apart they go, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to see. Okay, Spring River. They do separate a bit as they go up, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make a difference in the water clarity.
Right.
And also, it looks to me like Black River overall is a lot bigger than the Spring River. So I'm going to assume
that's why you're
on the average, you're going to have more current out of the Black River than you will the Spring River. So I would bet, if I'm correct, Black River may be a little deeper. So if that's the case, whichever river is faster, not necessarily deeper, whichever river is faster, it's going to carve a ledge right here at an angle, and it's going to follow that current seam. That's basically the best part of one of my favorite fishing spots in the Atchafalaya River. It's that exact same situation.
If somebody's going to bank fish that, I would stand right on that point and throw as far as I could straight out and to the left and to the right of that current of the point.
Absolutely. You've got that opportunity there. And also, it looks like you've got a public road here where you can come get on this bank on this side, on the right side. That wouldn't be a terrible situation either. But like he said, if you can get on this point right there or possibly here.
That looks like the public access. That looks like private on the right-hand side.
It could be. But this current seam looks like it pulls close to the bank right here.
If you would go to the left
on this bank here, get out in that seam.
If you would go to the left of that point that you were just right there, go to the go back to the point.
Okay.
To the other point. Yeah, go to I'm looking at it from the screen, so it'd be to the left, just to the left of it. No, just to the left, like right in there.
Okay.
And cast out into that little seam right there. I bet you pick up all kind of fish, son.
Yeah, but Matt is going to be bank fishing this, so looking at it from his opportunity.
Yeah, from a bank fishing. But I would somehow, wherever you have to get, you got to get baits in this current seam, assuming I'm right about there being a ledge down there. And that ledge is going to cut across just like this. If you can get baits on that, there's going to be fish that's going to be traveling that. I promise you. But that is a spectacular spot. And that's just that one. I'm doing my hands like this, people can see what I'm looking at. But I mean, just looking at that one little spot, it's like, if it would be me, it's like I don't even would want to go anywhere else. I'd be glued to that confluence right there. I'd be absolutely glued to it.
Guys, I get back at it. So
see you, Zach.
Thought I'd take a little break and say hi to everybody. So,
hey Zach, we're going to work on Hales Bar here in a minute. So,
okay.
You want to look at that next?
Yeah, we kind of know Raccoon Mountain.
Yeah, Hales Bar is Hales.
Hales BAR.
Yep. Yeah. There's actually Bill Hopper that kind of turned me onto this place. It's got a crazy history to it. It's it used to be a dam, and the dam went across the river, the Tennessee River. And now I don't know if I got this 100% right, but back in the day, the kids used to walk under the dam. There was tunnels for the kids to go to school. And I don't know what happened, but the story I heard was that the bar or the dam collapsed and killed a bunch of kids. And so this area is kind of known to be haunted and to be just some crazy stuff happening going on there, if you believe in all that stuff. But
I know
fishing wise, we've heard a lot of cool things about it, and it was on our list last time to give it a shot. We just ran out of time.
I know that is crazy. G-style, and that's in a spot like that confluence we were looking at, you're liable to find all three species of catfish right there. In my area, that is a blue cat spot, but you can catch everything right there. A confluence, there ain't no telling what you're gonna catch. I'll be honest. Okay,
we got a couple of areas similar to that on my home lake that the points converge the way they do off the creeks.
Yeah,
and it holds all three species. Matter of fact, there's one particular spot I'm supposed to go hunting for about a 60-pound flathead.
Yep. See that point on that confluence that I fish in the Atchafalaya. Now my dad and I call it Heartbreak Point because I have broken a lot of hearts fishing at that spot. A lot. That spot has been very good to me. All right, so Roger, I'm looking at the Hales Bar Marina.
Yeah.
So where are we going up or downstream from this point? What are we looking at, or just a general area?
So if you scroll in, there'll be the actual dam, the old blown up dam. So there's going to be a lot of rubble, a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, on the right hand side, it looks like. Yeah.
Is that's not it? Here's
It might be. The river's much more narrow up there, which would be easier to dam than it would be down there. I'm just guessing.
I'm trying to think where the old dam would be. I don't.
It says historic Hales Bar Dam powerhouse, so that's got to be pretty close.
It's got to. Yeah, maybe the old dam used to be right here, stretching across.
Right.
That looks like a good spot for a dam. Yeah.
Let's see if we can scroll in a little bit, see what we see.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a delay, like on my end. Oh yeah, that's it. Because look, it sticks out in the water. See it?
Yeah.
See how it sticks out? That's it. That's it there. Because look, I bet that's where the lock used to be. Look.
Yep.
Sure.
I bet that's the old lock, and they use it for shipping now to pull a ship up.
See
already. Okay, that's boats. Never mind. I thought that was rocks or something in the water. That's boats.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Boats taking off. It looks like.
But already, I mean, you just look at this immediate area. Now, does this place have current all the time?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Let's just say it does. Let's just say you can count on even the tiniest bit of current flow. Obviously, the first thing I'm looking at is I'm trying to see if there's a current seam that's breaking around the end of this old dam, and I don't see one. So that maybe would tell me you're not dealing with a lot of current. If that's the case, just fishing around the old structure itself has got to be pretty good. And then around this wall, the old retaining wall for the lock that parallels the river.
Yeah.
I would have to concentrate there, that tall retaining wall, and then coming on down just a little bit, you got all these, I call them barge bumpers, but those huge pylons. I mean, it's all structure. It's structure. And whether there's current or not, you're going to have fish congregated around it. Now, current makes it easier because you know which side of it to fish.
Do me a favor.
It's either one side or the other.
Hang on, I might be able to figure this out. I got Navionics open as well on my end.
Ah, okay. Well, that'll help too. Let me see if I can find a different map. Oh, this shows some even more interesting stuff. I found a map that the river apparently is a little bit lower in. Look below the dam. All this stuff down here. You can see where the old channel is.
Is that the old channel, or is that shallow stuff being shown?
I think that's shallow stuff being exposed. The channel's out here.
Yep, that's shallow stuff.
What that is.
See how
shallow area.
See how easy that was, guys? You just went back, a couple years by sliding the little bar up there.
Yep.
And now we know, hey, directly behind that is shallow area.
Let's see. I'm still trying to find. I'm going through my different maps to see if I can find something that indicates a current flow. Because normally you can see something, a little bit of a seam or something. But I'll tell you, if it's, let's say, less than 1 mile an hour current, you may not see it on these aerial photographs. I can see it on the Mississippi because it's so fast.
Go up to that looks like an outcropping rock, right? Pull your hand up right there to the right. There you go.
That's a boat, I think. Yeah, that's a boat.
To the right of it, the little outcrop, the little island. It looks like an island.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what that is. It's an island. And, these islands, you're going to have a blunt point that's going to have a little bit of deep water here. Yep. And then when it comes off the backside, so it makes this nice gradual point just like this. It's going to be all shallow, all in here till finally the main current's going to converge here. You won't hit deep water again till you get kind of way out here with it.
But the thing is with that point and that shallowness right there on that island, because of the way that deep water comes in off of both sides of that island right there, that's a perfect place to anchor up on and fish off both sides.
It is. And plus, like Roger was talking about during the winter months, when you have good sunshiny day on a cold day, I guarantee you this is a flat right here. This is basically a sandy, silty flat. You're going to have bait stacked up on it because it warms up faster than everything else. And you may get some of these fish come in on that shallow and want to feed if you can catch it right.
Oh, yeah. I love fishing
islands. I see that being a situation. This is something Chris Souders talks about a lot, is fishing the points behind these islands when shallow water and slower current is the ticket. That's where you find it. It's places like that.
That's one of the things I love about an area that has an island. The islands always seem to hold them. You got your very shallow area back up off your point, depending upon how close it is to the land. And if you come just off, just barely off that shallow area, you can usually pick up some very good fish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. And like I said, it all depends on what are you looking for to where you think fish are going to be. And everybody's a little different on that. I would think on the Tennessee River, average, they don't have a whole lot of current depending on where you are. So for blues, I'm going to be looking for current. And maybe I'm looking for those bottlenecks and those things that are going to create a little more current than normal. Whereas where I fish, it's exactly the opposite. I'm trying to get out of the really fast current, find something a little slower.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what's that comfortable medium you want to be in to find fish.
So right here is the exact same thing under Navionics.
Yeah.
Now, something to keep in mind for everybody is even when Navionics, you can't rely on it 100%. If you put all your faith in Navionics, you're going to be really disappointed. But it does give you a good starting point for the most part. And I believe that in a lot of areas like this, that is heavily covered, a lot of folks use community edits. Like that's one of the things that Garmin uses, which is affiliated with Navionics, is community edits. So when people go out and map, it automatically real-time updates through everyone else's updates that they've scanned.
Yep, that's cool.
So right here, you could definitely tell you've got back here in the back, you've got 40 and 50 foot of water. And then it comes up here into the shallow water where the dam used to go apart, used to go across. So you've got some 30s. I'll scroll in a little bit more. That's as far in as I can scroll. So you've got some 30s right here and some 40s, and immediately following it is some 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
So
I like the nice little humps right in there too.
Yeah, that's just screaming holding fish. And as we saw before,
do a satellite overlay.
Okay.
That should give you an idea of what the bottom looks like right in there too.
Let's see if I can. Let's see. It's a little bit different on the computer as opposed to the. Let me see if I can get.
Maybe probably under map options. Yeah, there you go. Instead of terrain, go to satellite. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it just shows the area around it in satellite.
Well, I was trying to get depth shading on.
I was going to say, usually you can see the depth shading. Maybe it's terrain. Same thing. Pull down. I tell you what, pull down towards the water right there at the dam, utilizing satellite and see what it looks like. It's just going to give the same thing. Yeah, it's a little bit different on the phone than it is on the.
Yeah, see, I was trying to get it to where it could color.
Yeah.
Good night, Miss Paula.
That's what I was asking. That's night, Paula. That's what I was asking for. Because I know if you can tell, if you can see the bottom, because I know on my phone on my Navionics whenever I do that, and that's what and you were doing what I was trying to get at. It'll tell you how it flows through there and exactly which direction it flows. That right there within itself is a game changer, because if you can tell when even on a slow moving body of water, if you can tell where the faster current is just by looking at the satellite, it'll actually tell you how, because of the way it wears through there. It'll tell you how much of a flow and where that flow is at, which will then in turn give you an idea of where to fish, whether it's to the left of it, to the right of it, right off the pylons, or what might be at that point. I've never done it on the computer, so I've always done it on my phone.
Yeah, you don't have as many options on the phone. I know I really like the coloring. I can't remember what it's called on here, but the shading on it does make it.
Yeah.
So the flow, it's kind of hard to tell, but the flow is coming from up here and coming straight down into Chattanooga.
Yeah.
So it's something we've thought about trying to go check out while we're down there. We're heading probably straight to Nickajack and try to catch bait. We got old Doc Lane going to hook up with us either Sunday or Monday. He said Sunday, but we won't be getting down there till the afternoon on Sunday.
Gotcha.
So we're going to try to get him in the boat on Monday and make a full day out of it. But this is the things that we do like before we go. So I'd already sat down and looked at Nickajack, which is right here, right? So here's Nickajack Dam. Oh, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. You got to go down to where you get past Nickajack Lake, because that's what's holding. There it is. See right in here? This little stretch right here. It doesn't show it very well here, but there's a hump right in here too. And this is the path that we bump right here. So you see there's a little bit of shallow stuff out in the middle, and you can get over here by the wall, but the wall usually just doesn't have any current. The hydros, if you can see how it crops out right here, these are your hydros, the thicker part of your wall. There's going to be where
you can actually see it in the river bottom, the two different flow sections of the hydro and the dam. It's like they carved two different channels and they left a hump in the middle.
Yep.
You can see it plain as day.
Which is perfect for catfishermen, because the humps, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we caught most of our fish between right here and the bank.
Yeah.
We run the boat up this little here, get in here, and then go down through here and bump.
Yeah, because especially for bumping, keep in mind, and this is below any dam. It doesn't matter how it's set up. When you got that deep cut like that, it's not flat. It's got waves in that bottom, up and down, up and down. And those catfish stack right behind those humps, just out of that current. That's why bumping is so effective below those dams, because you're presenting that bait right over that hump, right in their face every time. You're giving them a bait exactly how they expect to see it. Okay, I saw that comment and I was searching for it while we were talking.
Okay,
I've actually got it pulled up right here.
Hey guys, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and bump out of here. Hey, appreciate you letting me come on.
Take it easy, brother.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, man.
Okay.
Hello to Pontoon Jody. So make sure I didn't miss anybody. I know Jeremy caught most people on the way in, so if anybody got missed, I apologize.
Okay, so what we are looking at right here, obviously, this is the mighty Mississippi River. So, and I know for a fact, I believe I'm going to be looking at this from a bank fishing perspective, possibly in the boat, but I know Danny, bank fisherman, that's what we're going to be looking at here. Now, what we've got here, the current flow, you can basically say from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen. Current flow is going to be coming this way, down in the bend and up towards this divide. Now, this is a huge island that has actually split the river into this is what Epic would call a secondary channel coming around the bend here. And I'm going to say that because of all these wing dams, a closure dam here, and wing dams here, that they've done everything they can to direct the main part of the current flow this way through this bigger part of the bend, probably for the ship traffic and everything. So already what I'm seeing under certain conditions, you got this big closure dam, which is basically a pile of rocks going clean across one side to the other. That's to prevent a lot of current from busting through here and opening this up. Put a bird on my shoulder.
Where's this at in Missouri? I'm going to try to pull it up Navionics for you.
This is East Prairie, Missouri. That's the town it's in. 7 Island Conservation Area.
What's the biggest city, just to get me close?
Let's see. Let me back out. How about New Madrid? Look up New Madrid and just go to the east.
Okay.
New Madrid, Missouri. You can I kind of got it blown out. You can see where New Madrid is versus what we're looking at. See how it's over east of New Madrid, right here.
Yeah, it looks totally different on here.
Bird's just sitting here chilling out on my shoulder. Don't mind him. But yeah, but just look now. Bank access, that's the trick. Is I don't know how and where you're gonna get to the bank all through this area, but of course, immediately I'm seeing a lot of wing dams sticking out from the bank, and I can tell you, as low as everything is right now, I guarantee you every one of these is 100% exposed. You can probably walk out on every one of these and do whatever you wanted to do. Not only these ones off in the main channel coming to the point, but even the ones around that outside bend here, they're all going to be high and dry. Now, I don't know if you can get on the island or not. I'm going to say probably not for bank access purposes, but that's the first thing that draws my eye is the end of these wing dams. And then just above them, just above the little islands where you got this big cut that comes in, you've got that very first one that looks like it's got a big bank cut in behind it. I really like that one. So y'all will be in the boat. There's a boat ramp on the back side of the island that y'all can put in. Well, if that's the case, then if we're talking about boat access, I really like the ends of these wing dams, especially this one right here. And I'll tell you why. Because it's the last wing dam before the entrance to this secondary channel that's cut off by that closure dike. And I just see this one and the hole behind it as having potential because they've got access to all this shallow water behind it. I don't know. I see this one holding fish. Possibly this one, but I see how much the sandbar is stacked up behind it. So I'm not sure how much of a scour hole you're actually dealing with. But I really like it. I mean, they're all worth checking out. Don't get me wrong. Any wing dam is worth checking out. But I'm really curious about that one right there. That last one before you hit that left turn. Now going on around, of course, you see some of my favorite things, points with bank cut-ins, because you know there's a scour hole behind them. And this is all just coming out of an outside bend. So you know you've got deeper water all along that outside bank. And the more sharp the point is, the more I like it. Like I like this one. I like this one because they're sharper. See these ones that are rounded? They don't produce to me as good a current seams as the ones that have the points. Okay, so go to the top of the island, straight up. Okay. Okay. Well, I see something that says 7 island access. So this must be your boat ramp, Danny. I see it here. I'd be curious to see with that closure dam right here, especially now low like the water is. I doubt y'all have much, if any, current coming through this secondary channel. I don't know. You'd have to check that out and see. That I don't know. In fact, you may have to be careful with some shallow water around the end of these sandbars. But
my geography is no good. I can't even find it yet.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. You slept through that part of class?
Well, I don't remember where Madrid is.
New Madrid. New Madrid is basically like on the border with like where Missouri meets up with Kentucky. It's right there on. If you go to the corner where Kentucky meets up with Missouri, that's where you're going to be. Actually, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Missouri all come together in one point. That's basically where we're at.
I got you now.
Like if you zoom way, way out.
It's a million lines.
Yeah, because I got it zoomed way, 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 way out now. You can kind of see where I'm at.
I got you.
There you go. Oh no, never mind. That's my screen. That's my screen. See, if I could control your screen, see, we could work on that. Watch. Let me see. Let me add yours to the stream. That way, I can see what you're looking at.
All right.
Okay, there we go. All right, I see it. Look, you see where my mouse is on screen?
Yeah.
That right there.
I can't see your mouse on my screen.
We'll go to your left with your mouse. Go left. Boom, right there. Whoa, you passed it. Go back right. Boom, right there. See it? See that right there? That's the island. That's 7 Island right there. Yep, that's it. Boom, you got it.
That's him. It says island number 8.
Well, it says 7 Island on my screen, but that's it. That's the same area we're looking at. Is that loop right there?
Okay.
Like the boat ramp he's putting in.
See right here it says shoot of Island 7.
Okay. They're calling it different. Yeah.
All right. Let me get to my menu here and see if we can't get.
Yeah. See, that's that lower channel of the Mississippi. Then you got the island. Then where they're putting in their boat is above that in that secondary channel.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of information out there on this.
Yeah, in the Mississippi, it's kind of sparse.
A lot of true rivers are that way. When you get into like the Tennessee River, which is mostly lake, it's just a series of lakes on the river, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets a lot of traffic and a lot of updates, and it doesn't change as much as like the Mississippi does. The Ohio is the same way. We don't have a whole lot of information on the Ohio, and what's out there ain't real accurate. It changes all the time, and there's not a lot of people updating it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think we got more information off of, can you believe that? You get more information off of yours, I believe.
Well, it's one of those things that, I'm so used to that in my area because Navionics tells me 0 in the river. I mean, you've got something there. I never have anything. You just got to use a little bit of instinct in reading that river and just assuming, hey, a hole should be here. A hump should be here. It should be deeper here than there. Kind of just basic river reading 101.
So where's their boat ramp that they're wanting to use?
Straight up.
At the top of this loop?
Yeah, at the top of very top of that loop. That's where their boat ramp is. If you go over to the east a little more, well, right there. Center screen up top.
Up here?
Yep, right there. A little bit to your right.
That doesn't even look like water.
Boom.
Why is it green?
I don't know.
Oh, I see it right there.
Right there. That's their boat ramp right there. That's what's called the 7 Island access, which I'm assuming low like the river is, that they still have, it's still an accessible ramp. Because I've had issues with that this past month or two about finding a ramp that I could actually put in at. Yeah, you can take him. He is finding all this very interesting, though.
Yeah,
Get him out. He's just looking at the screen. He looks at the screen and looks at me.
So I'm going to guess that all this green is like super shallow water.
It probably is, because like on mine, I'm gonna push mine back up for a second so I can show. But you see how on this map, how it shows all these sandbars are exposed?
Right.
9 out of 10, as best I can tell. Because remember, this used to be an outside bend of the river. You still have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I would bet that this very, very outer bank, all along this outside, probably has a little bit of a deep channel that you can run a boat in. But as far as commercial traffic goes, you can forget about it.
Yeah, I was just wondering because usually when it's different color like this, it's going to be when it's green like this, it's usually real shallow. And then they're saying that they've got lowest water that they've had in years. It would make me think that this is not accessible with low water. But
yeah, and keep in mind, a lot of that shading on that map, it shows it as being inaccessible to commercial traffic. A lot of that shading in those marks have to do with commercial traffic versus recreational traffic. But I would guess that, and I don't know for sure, I'll be honest, but I would assume if you've got a navigable channel with a boat, it's going to be right against the landing, right against that bank to get you out. That's what I'm going to say. Because it's the original outside bend. Naturally, that's going to be your deepest. But you don't want to go towards the sand. Never a good idea. If you see a bird standing out in the middle of the river and you're wondering why, don't go over there.
Go away.
Don't go there. Go away from the bird. Because he's not floating, I promise.
Yeah, Danny says that he's got some good fish off the point of that island right there. Which Navionics is useless.
Talked about that. Yeah, where this tip converges down here. Oh, yeah. I imagine it is a pretty good spot, because if you look really good off of the tip, you can actually see a little bit of a mud line right here.
Mm-hmm.
Where this current hits water that really don't have much current in it at all. It's making this current seam right here. So I can definitely see where that's a good spot to target some fish, because they're moving up and down in this, and they're making the turn and going up in the secondary channel depending on the conditions. But for some of us, I've been known to do this for months before finally going fishing an area. Look, I can tell you right now, there will be a trip. It's not a long trip, but my dad and I and whoever else wants to come is going to take to a place called Lake Mary. It's in Mississippi. It's just across the river, kind of from where we are. Huge oxbow lake. They are famous all in the area for massive alligator gar, but that's not why we're going. We are going to drag baits in Lake Mary because it is stacked big blues, big yellowcat. So the next weekend that I am off after Battle of the Rivers, that's where we're going. And I've been wanting to go to Lake Mary for about a year now. And I've been studying maps, studying Navionics. I know exactly where I want to drag. I just got to get my boat in the water. But it's a spot where it's an hour and a half from home. Yeah, you see, I Sean T. Yeah, I know you don't live far from Lake Mary. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's an hour and a half from the house. So I want to go, hit the ground running, get to fishing. I don't have much time to really look around.
That area really ain't that far from me. I scrolled out a little bit, and it's got Reelfoot Lake right below it. And I fished Reelfoot Lake for crappie.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not terribly far from you. Might be a little bit of a collaboration in the future. You never know.
Well, I'd like to collaborate with just about everybody.
Yeah, I know, right? If there's not enough time in a year for me to fish with just everybody that I want to fish with, because it's an extremely long list. It is.
I'm pretty sure that was a typo by Sean.
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm like, he meant duck. I hope so. I hope it, because if that was not a typo, I may have to rethink his seat in my boat for the tournament in 2 weeks. You have to rethink that.
We didn't do very good on our trip to Reelfoot. We went, I think a tornado or something had just came through there and like crazy temperatures, but that is a cool story on that lake. Was said in Mississippi ran backwards for like, what was it, 7 or 10 days or something like that, filling that place up.
Oh yeah, when they actually had that earthquake in New Madrid.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what created that lake.
Yeah, whatever fault line happened, it crossed the Mississippi River, and and that's right. It did flow backwards. They had sand blows. It was a big deal.
Danny says he fishes Reelfoot Lake all the time. I think that's only about 6 hours from me.
Huh.
Everywhere outside of an hour is a long ways away when you're pulling my boat.
Well, when you're spoiled like me and the river's 20 minutes away, an hour and a half is like, oh my God, it's a long trip, because we're just not, I'm just not used to going it for.
I fished a lot of different areas this weekend. One, getting ready for the tournament. I went out fishing with Joe from AJ's Tackle on Thursday night. His first time ever bumping. So we went out and I tried to teach him how to bump. He actually caught on really quick.
Wow.
We ended up catching 3 fish bumping. And that was all, we was only out a couple hours. So that wasn't too bad. And I took Harley out and we caught 2 fish all day. It was rough.
Really?
And then the tournament came. I caught 1 flathead, it was about 21 pounds. During the tournament, the following day, Zach and I go fishing, get skunked. And this is all different waters. And then to this morning, Zach's like, I can't take it. I got to go back we got to get back in our pool, get back in our backyard. And goes out this morning and smokes them. Catching them 3 at a time. We're like, we traveled all that way to go catch fish. And but you got to do that sometimes. You got to push yourself. Yeah. You got to try to learn new areas. I used to fish that area a little bit more back in the day, but now that I live so close to this pool here, I pretty much fish this pool exclusively.
Yeah. And that's what I was telling everybody in chat earlier when it was just us, that, I'm being forced to do that because I have such limited river access right now. I'm being forced to look at areas that I normally I have never fished, because that's just the only places I can get to right now. I've got to make the bait. It's either that or pack a whole lot of extra fuel with me, which is what I am doing October 23rd. I'm putting 10 extra gallons of fuel on that boat. I'm going to my monster spots. I don't care what I got to do. I got a reputation to uphold. I got to go get it. And besides, Ernie the Hog Snatcher, we made it official last night on TikTok. We got a side bet.
Oh no.
For big fish. Just between me and Ernie. We got a side bet. Whoever catches the biggest fish wins. And the next live stream that the loser does, he shall refer to the winner as Your Royal Highness.
Woo-wee. I'm sure the winner will be in chat to make sure that continues to be said over and over.
I will be in chat to verify. Trust me. Because I have no plans on losing. None.
That's right.
Not
the ticky-tacky stuff.
Now, unfortunately, not if, but when Ernie loses, his first live will probably be on TikTok, and y'all just may have to float on over there to see it. But I don't care if I have to take the day off of work to stay in the whole live, if I have to.
What's up, Bobcat? Bobcat joining us now. And
speaking of people that catch fish, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. if all goes well, I get to hook up with Bobcat next week.
Now that is an interesting question, and that is, to me, that is a Roger question right there, because I guarantee he's got more experience on lakes than I do.
Yeah. So honestly, bait. I look at where the bait's going to be, and what the time of year is and all that, and weather conditions. If I've got a fish that is spawning, whether it's carp, crappie, bluegill, if it's an area, a time of year that there's a species that is spawning, then I will target that area that the fish are spawning, because there will also be predators there hunting them down. And then outside of that, Bobcat says he's bumping as we speak.
I know. Bob, I used to like you. I really used to.
Yeah.
OP catches him a big one though.
Throughout the rest of the year, you kind of got to think about where the bait's at and what it's going to be doing. Right now, the bait's, as it gets colder, the bait's going to school back up. So the shad have been pretty scattered here and there, but as the temperatures drop, the crappie start to school up more. The shad schools up more. And so, big balls of bait are easier to find, and they're going to look for warmer water. So the back of coves, if you've got a boat docks marina, this is early spring technique, but also late fall technique, is the black floats that hold the docks up all around the marina. They attract heat, and those fish will flock to those docks and marinas because it's warmer. Yeah. And it may only be a degree or two warmer, but believe it or not, all those, the black plastic float that holds the walkway or the dock up is what they'll target, what they'll cling to.
Yeah.
So
now, based on exactly what you were just talking about, I have a question, and this is for my information, actually. I can find shad. That never seems to be a problem. I can find them. My issue is, it seems like all I can find are massive schools of small shad. Where do you distinguish? And I've got a lot of really big gizzard shad in my river, because they catch them all year. But at what point, or what do you look for to say, okay, this is where the big shad should be versus just these big schools of little threadfin?
For me, I throw a 5/8 mesh net. We need a 1-inch mesh net, but generally, and I've seen this on several occasions, I've seen the big shad go to the center of the school and make them surround themselves with the small shad, or they'll be in the middle, but they'll be underneath. Below the shad. So I will actually throw right on top a giant school of tiny shad and still pick up big shad that was either centered in them. I would love to try to get it on video to prove it, but they will center themselves in the middle, basically protect themselves, and put the small ones around, and they'll just do circles around them. They'll just keep swimming circles, and they'll go all together, but the bigger ones will be in the middle. And at that time I had a smaller net, I could just boom, hit the middle. And the smaller ones would fall out of the net.
Yeah, because I've got a big net with a big mesh. Because I'm throwing now. These are big schools. You can see little barfish and stuff hitting all in them. I guess I'm not. I know I'm not hitting the middle of that school. I'm hitting it on the edges. Every time I pull my net up, there's nothing in it because it's some little
1-inch
thread fins and they're slipping through my net. That's right.
Try how deep a water is this? Because I know you don't have shallow water.
Well, actually, right here, this was in some. I've had this happen to me a couple of times. Every time it's happened to me, it's been anywhere between 2 and 10 feet of water.
Okay, well that's perfect, because in deep water, because I'll throw right on the giant ball of shad. I mean, I'll try to throw right in the middle of them, and will still pick up good shad underneath of them. Okay. But if you're in deep water and you have a million shad, it will actually slow your net down to the point where those bigger shad have an opportunity to escape. So being in shallow water.
This is shallow water off in like the like Sean T knows what I'm talking about in the mud hole. It's in that oxbow off of the river. There's no current in there.
Yeah. Do give it a throw a couple times, dead center in the middle of that school, and see if you don't find a couple big ones. Now, it's super shallow in 2 to 5 foot of water. They may not be underneath of them, but they still might be in the middle of them.
Still may be in the middle. Yeah, like I said, anyway, depending on exactly what's going on, sometimes it's 2 foot, sometimes it's up to 10 feet. But 10 feet is probably the deepest that I've found them like that.
And what size net are you throwing on them?
I've got 2 different nets. I've got one that's a 7 foot pound per foot 5/8 net, and I've got a 8 foot 1 inch mesh 1.5 pounds per foot. I gotta throw Big Daddy, don't I?
Yeah.
My shoulder hurts already.
Yeah.
My shoulder hurts already.
Yeah, I throw a 5/8 Bet Super Pro. It's 1.4 pounds per foot, and it's an 8 footer, but it sinks fast, and I don't get so many small ones. This weekend, Zach and I were throwing, and we were bringing up like hundreds of smaller ones that we wish they would have just fallen through. And it was a 5/8 mesh, but they were right at that 3-inch range,
Yep, my 5/8 will do the same thing. Depending on what's going on, I can still gill like a little 4-inch thread fin.
Yeah,
mine will do the same thing. But that big net though, if it's less than about 7 inches, you ain't gonna catch it, which is what I like.
Yeah, I like them, 6 to 8 inches and bigger.
Yep.
Pose Ridge boat ramp. I'm not even sure where that's at.
We're fixing to find out.
Bobcat says things are slow down there, and that's not what you want to hear before you get ready to plan vacation. But we've got plan B and C. We like to drift and drag. I know Bobcat, he will drift and anchor. Oh, he will drag downriver. I don't know about suspend drifting. I don't think Bobcat does much suspend drifting.
It showed me something in North Carolina. Pose Ridge Ramp, Jordan Dam Road, Moncure, North Carolina.
Does that sound right, buddy? We want to make sure we want to make sure we
give me a thumbs up if we're in North Carolina, because that's what Google Earth is trying to tell me.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll be honest, I can't remember where everybody's from.
Oh, I can't keep up with that. I barely remember where I'm from. Hey, what is on the downside of? Ooh, that's a big body.
He says it's Jordan Lake, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, this is it.
There you go.
Yep, this is it. That's exactly where we're on. We must be on the very south end of Jordan Lake, which, okay. I'm gonna go to the big screen here, because this is your area of expertise right here, Roger.
All right, what we got?
All right, this is where his boat ramp is, right here. Okay, and you can tell this is a lake, almost set up kind of like the Tennessee River. It's not just a big, massive body of water. It's these fingers everywhere. You see it? Let me find a little more clear.
I'm gonna try to pull it up here in North, and for some reason, no matter what I search on Navionics, it's telling me no.
Okay, there you go. Here's a more clear image of the water. You can see it a lot better right here. But man, they've got fingers and offshoots, and Lord have mercy. I will be good. God, look how big this thing is. I'll be honest with you. A place like this, I wouldn't know where to start. This is a lot of water to cover right here. Wow.
Oh, I was looking under the wrong thing. That's why.
Well, don't do that.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
See, Navionics, that's where it pays dividends, is a place like this, because you can see those bottom contours, and it'll take that. To me, that's I'm breaking out the planer boards right here. I'm covering some water. It's like there's so much to look at right here, They said Jordan Lake is crappie heaven. I believe that. I mean, you got all these side shoots and channels, and wow. Yeah,
It's
there's a
giving
lot.
me. It's giving me Jordan Lake somewhere else.
I know when I typed in pretty much like everything in the area is called a Jordan Lake. There's a Jordan Lake restaurant. There's a Jordan Lake beach. There's a Jordan Lake recreation area. There's everything. Like everything is named Jordan Lake. Now, if you go to, I'll tell you what, it's just west of Raleigh, North Carolina. Probably 20 miles, I'll say 15, 20 miles west of Raleigh, North Carolina. I mean, that's the capital. So
I got it.
If you find that and find the first big old thing of water west of Raleigh, you're in Jordan Lake. And the boat ramp that he's putting in at is all the way at the southern tip of that lake. I think you got it. Watch. Let me I'll jump you to the big screen.
Is this the right lake here?
Sure looks like it. Yep, that's it. Yep.
Says,
yep. I see that highway running across the top of it. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
His boat ramp is way down there at that bottom tip, way out like at the bottom left. Yeah.
Right here. That's looks like by the dam.
It's lower than that. There you go. There you go. Way down there. There you go.
Let me get rid of this here.
There's your boat ramp.
Yeah, it's got a channel down the middle. Looks like it gets 20, 30 feet deep. The only thing I would look for immediately would be the temperature back in here because it is so far off the main. I don't understand why. See, on the app, you can click on all these little icons. So as you can tell, there's people that have dropped these little fish icons.
Yeah.
And, that means that, it's a fishing hotspot.
Is it that, or is that just some navigation markers?
No, these are going to be update or edits that people have dropped. Now, on the app, you can click on it, and it'll tell you what it is. It'll tell you when it was dropped. It'll give you the date and everything. That's why I suggest anyone have the Navionics boating app. I think for just for the most of the country, I think it's only $14. It might be $21. I don't remember now.
Yeah, I forget what I gave.
But for $20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up here. Man, the app is so much nicer than.
See, and then on the complete opposite end of the scale, Google Earth Pro isn't even available on a device. You have to have it on a computer. So all this scaling back the timeline and looking at different maps and doing all this business, I can't do that on my phone. I just have regular Google Earth, which is still a very great tool to have. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to give you automatically the latest and greatest map, which isn't necessarily the one I want to look at. With as low as the river is right now, I'm trying to find maps dated back that show me a low river. Now, our river hadn't been this low since 1992. So,
give me full screen for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have done it myself, I guess.
Well, you swear I've never done this before. Jesus. There we go. Okay.
All right. We'll take that comment down real quick.
Yep. Gotcha.
All right. So this is through the mobile app. All right. So down here, you see there's your boat ramp. And now through the mobile app, look at all these little icons. Try to get it to where I'm trying to get it to where the ring light's not killing it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see it right there.
All right. And so this is what the shading on. As you guys can tell, look over here, there's you know, a ledge of some sort right there. And you can see that well because of through the mobile app. When you click on these little icons, whatever these are, it tells you that's a roadbed. So there's a roadbed moving from the boat ramp all the way up.
Wow.
Until this point right here.
It used to be an old road right there. Cool.
All right, now and then apparently there's a huge wall.
Yeah, I see that.
There's a big hump in the middle of that.
Now, do you think that hump is actually the old road bed? It's just on the map is displaced just a little bit? It's got to be.
Yep. So they've got icons in there showing the roadbed, but when you look at the map, you can find the actual roadbed is raised right there.
Yeah.
And then
here's something that some people don't realize with any kind of aerial or satellite photography. You do have this thing called refraction, which just because it shows something exactly where it is does not mean that's exactly where it is. You get this little offset error that depends on a lot of things.
So here's what happened. I clicked on that icon, and all it says is Jordan Lake. But if you click on the little drop-down tab, somebody put Jordan Lake, 4 fish in 5 minutes.
Okay.
See? And if you scroll down just a little bit, 4 fish, 5 minutes, that was May 29th, 2020 at 9:57 p.m. Now, that's when they added it. That's when they updated it to the to Navionics. That doesn't mean that's when they caught their 4 fish, but whenever you see these icons on the Navionics app, all you have to do is that little bullseye comes up, and you take it over something. So we'll find another one here. I'm going to go back in that channel. So, all right. So we've got another one on the other side here, and I'll go over to it. And it says a fish attractor. So we'll do that again. We'll pull that up. It says fish attractor, and now we'll click.
Oh.
We'll throw the phone at the laptop. And we'll click on it, and it says fish attractor PVC barrel structure. That was put in January 4, 2012. So, there's a chance that it's not still there, but that's what you can get out of the Navionics, app. And if you turn this shading on, I love this shading, which is what I was trying to do on the computer, but it doesn't do it.
It really pops out at you.
Yeah. Like there, you can see there's another big line of something. There's a ledge, a very distinct ledge. The same with this bluff or whatever's going on right here. You can tell that there's a steep ledge. It kind of gives it away. Then you get over here to your channel, and it gives away a lot of detail. But on a tablet, yes, it'll do the same thing on a tablet. So this is just your Navionics app. So whatever device you load it on, that's actually one of the things that Zach does. He the other day we got in the truck, and he handed me his iPad and said, "Here, take a look at this."
Yeah. And
I was scrolling and looking as we was driving at things, to try to come up with a game plan or look at stuff. So if you don't have the Navionics web app, I proved it to Dominic Hollis when we went to the gathering in Tennessee. I was able to measure. He had some structure off the bank, and I was able to zoom in right where he was fishing and seeing that there was a ledge out in front of him. And through the app, it's got a ruler. You can measure how far it is. And I told him it was like 100 feet, 125 feet. If you could throw 125 feet, you're going to be over this ledge, but you got to get out 125 feet to hit it.
Yeah. Get it out there. Yep.
And boom, Navionics helped bank anglers, know what's out in front of them, what the distance is to possible structure, a road bed, any of that stuff.
But that's the amazing thing. Oh, I know. I was just reading that too. Deer in his backyard. My freezer would be full. Just saying.
Yeah,
that's the amazing thing is that you can literally sit at home, at work, like me. I do it a lot at work. And I can research and I can start picking apart where I want to go. How do I want to attack this place? Because for me and probably 90% of the people that watch this show and do this stuff, I don't have all the time in the world to go just ride around in my boat and go scout in these places.
Yeah.
I don't get to fish that much. My time on the water, every minute counts. Any research I can do when I'm not on the water, that helps me tremendously when I finally do get out there. Every little bit helps.
All right. So,
got a Facebook user calling you out. All your information was wrong. somebody no doubt.
Apparently, I'll go back and check them out. So let's go ahead and we'll go solo again here real quick. And so on the bottom of your screen on the Navionics, you've got this little button here. It looks like layers. If you could see it.
Yeah.
Underneath the little, you hit that and it's going to bring you up a menu. Okay. At the top, you got your chart layers. So whether you want nautical chart, sonar chart, U.S. government chart, your sonar chart for fishing gives you a lot more detail.
Yeah.
All right. And then down below it, you have your overlays. And that relief shading is what I selected earlier. That gives you so much. It just gives away things so much quicker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Dominic Hollis.
That's Dominic. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully I made a believer out of Dominic. And actually, Zach just said Catfish Dave used Navionics when he was fishing from the bank. Now, if you choose the other option, it gives you this type of layout, which I could see, it does help some, like on his lake right there. But I just feel that this relief shading is just so much more.
It does. It really makes it jump out.
It just shows everything, all the little humps and detours, and it. I think it just makes things so much quicker.
Yeah.
So that's how you get to it down there. Don't ever be afraid to play with the buttons on here. You've got markers on here you could do. Oops. Okay, don't hit buttons. No, I'm just kidding. I accidentally dropped the pen right where I'm at.
You better be careful with pictures you pulling up.
Oh no, I'm not. Oh no.
Just saying.
I'm trying to get back to basics here. Well, that didn't help nothing. Turn that off. Turn that off.
I'm getting text message pictures from Sean T of the deer that's in his backyard on his deer. It's a nice buck too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I never went to the cell camera. I don't think I'd sleep ever.
Yeah, I know, right?
As Excellency remembers Sludger Cat doing a show on this and Press with the Info.
Yeah.
I believe that's where we got all this information. A lot of my information. Comes from
Chris, me too.
Chris Souders and our buddy Doc Lang, and old episodes of Catfish Weekly, and even guys now. I'm watching videos of Kayak Catfish and Bobcat and all these guys fishing the Tennessee River chain, kind of giving me an update on what the fish are doing down there right now and what's working for other folks. We're not spot seekers like a lot of folks do. Go try to fish somebody's spot because it worked for them. But
and that's what's bad about spot fishing. Let's say somebody ends up in one of my spots that I fish. Well, that spot doesn't have fish in it all the time. There's a reason and certain conditions that spot is good. And if all you're going to do is go sit in a spot, well, then 9 out of 10 times you're not going to catch anything. You have to the understanding the why. Why is it a good spot? Why were those fish there that day and not this day? That is when you're on the road to finding fish, no matter where you're at. Got to understand the why. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to really have a deep understanding as to why. And that why is going to be different on different bodies of water. I figured he was watching, but that brought him out of hiding. He's talking to Sean T that he's going to trade his seat in my boat for a hunt in his backyard. Jesus, Dad.
G-Style asks if the Navionics will give you your boat position. It will. It will show you exactly where you are in relation to the lake or river or wherever you're at. Hell, it works driving down the road. You can open Navionics and it'll tell you how fast you're going.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in the back seat and you're in the driver's or passenger seat and the wife's saying, "I'm not speeding," you can open your Navionics app and say, "Yes, you are."
Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm.
Of course, nowadays everybody's got that. What's that app where you follow somebody or keep track of your kids and stuff?
Oh yeah,
Life 365 or something like that. Life 360.
Life. I have that on my phone. My wife talked me into getting that, and that's what I told her. I said, I hope you ain't tracking me because you ain't gonna see nothing interesting. I promise you will not. Every now and then she'll call me. She'll say, "Are you like literally in the river right now?" I'm like, "No, I'm at work. It's just so close to the river that it's probably where the pin is showing that I'm in the water." But no.
Did you play hooky?
No, I don't get to play hooky.
I just realized it's 10 o'clock.
We've been rolling, dude. Like a lot of good information tonight. That's how much information got thrown out. We blew through 2 hours without even thinking about it.
Yeah. These are just tools. Everyone. I don't think that I'm a pro in any way, shape, or form, but I love to share what we've got, what has worked for us, things that we do, and hopes that giving these tools a look will help somebody else out eventually or down the road. And just another tool in your toolbox. We just want to share them.
That's it. That's all there is to it. If I can help one person catch one more fish, I'm good. Then my work is done.
Matt says, "Thank goodness. I thought mine was the only crazy following me on my app."
Yeah. That's what I even called her one day from work. I happened to be in the dozer. I said, "That's all you can see is that little dot doing this all day. Just that right there.
Yeah.
It's nothing interesting going on. I promise."
Zach makes an interesting point. He likes the Life 360 for when he's fishing by himself. Where I guess it would be good for all of us in the area in our little community to kind of at each other and say, "Have you heard from Roger?" No, he blacked out and fell in the water.
Well, yeah. Well, they can always go to you. I know that's why my wife talked me into getting this, because I'm on the road a lot. And if something happens while I'm on the road, right then and there, she can send help to me from wherever she is.
Yeah.
Whether you're in a boat, on the bank, on the road, it doesn't matter. So whoever's connected in that network can send you help if something's wrong. Like it even has a like a crash alert. Like if you know if you go from 60 to 0 way too fast, like instantly, it has like a crash alert. It automatically assumes you got in a car accident.
What about 0 to 60?
I haven't tested it on that one just yet. Don't give me any idea.
Welcome in, Dink Over Stink. And Jody says she always lets somebody have her location on maps in case she ever gets in trouble, since how she does fish a lot by herself. And that's a great idea. We got a show that we do. It's all about safety, and that's one of the things that always gets mentioned. So there you go.
Dad and Sean T are planning a fishing trip in chat.
Yeah,
I think they're planning one without me.
I was gonna say, I think you just lost your boat.
I might have. Yeah, I might have just lost the whole. I'll come home one day and the boat's just gone. Like, man, okay.
Well, guys, I think we're gonna wrap things up.
I always told Dad, I said, look, if I'm off for a weekend, I said, take the boat. But then I started explaining to him how to work that trolling motor, and the conversation stopped right there. He's like, nope, I ain't working that thing.
Yeah, you gotta have some trust in somebody letting your boat out. That's it.
I borrowed his boat for half my life, so I'd have a hard time telling him no. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Next week's show, I don't have any idea what we're going to have going on. We will be on the Tennessee River somewhere. I imagine by Tuesday we'll still be in the Nickajack, Shad, Chickamauga, kind of Raccoon Mountain. It all depends on what the water's doing. We'll let the water tell us what to do. If we can bump, we're going to bump till our little arms fall off. If we can't, then we'll resort to plan B and C and D until we find something that works.
Well, hopefully I get to co-host while y'all smoke some big old blues.
That would be fantastic.
It would be.
That would be fantastic. So, but we'll wait and see what plans unfold in front of us. We got a few folks that we're going to try to squeeze in. It's terrible because you have to pick and choose who you're going to, go spend time with or go hang out with. And you're like, I just want to fish. Just get them on the boat.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Enough talk. Let's go.
Yeah, we can talk on the boat.
Yep.
So, Jeremy, thanks for getting the show started for me. Like I said, problem. I didn't think I was going to make it. It's actually bad that I'm here because I should have been busy.
It'd be all right.
It just means my plan didn't work. But anyway, we will see you guys, and I will see you, Jeremy, next Tuesday night. Same cat time. Same cat channel. Good night, you guys.
Bon pêcher, everybody.